uitsending. Ek dink daar baie mense wat met groot verwagting uitgesien het na hierdie spesiale veiling. Ek dink die tweede laaste veiling van elke seisoen het nou al 'n naam vir hom gebou. Ek is trots daarop om te sê dat ek 'n groot rol daarin kon speel. And a special welcome to all our viewers to have a report discussion of a sale, the second last sale of the season. As I just said, this sale has really there's a lot of people looking forward to it because this sale really have a record in the past that there's always a lot of things happening on the sale, records broken and things like that. And yesterday on the sale it was no different. We had our top clips on the sale, and we had seen some excellent prices. There's a few things that I want to emphasize on the sale that is not in the report, and that is, I think, in the Van Hanscent clip. It is the best clip that I've seen in my career of 40 years presented. It was really something special. People that haven't seen it missed out. I think that's a pinnacle how to prepare a clip, and we've naturally got the results yet as well. Then I also want to mention not just the top 1 or 2 farmers, but the top 5 bales. That was really top 5 kit bales that was presented was really something special to watch. You would say there is a Xenia competition on the go because the quality was that good, and the prices reflect that. You have Johnny van Hasselt at the top price of 899. You had Jan and Jannie Latergan there at 863. I want to mention Driepsfontein, Frans Tief at 808. Frans Vrolijk from Pierre at 806. And then also mention Rietfontein boerdery. Daar het ons ook 780 gesien, en dan trio boerdery van de Rust. Alhoewel Rofner sê vir my hy is meer van Rietbron. Hy het ook 780 gekry. Dit is regtig baie oulike bale, en ek wil daai mense geluk wens. Dan, one thing that I try to move away from, and that is quoting the top average of clips, because it's so easy manipulated. But because we already, in the last year, we already didn't mention the top clips, so top average on clips. So I think I've moved away from the emphasis of there, but yesterday I think it is a special mention worthwhile. Frans Vrolijk from Pierre, he averaged 565 Rand a kilo on his club. People, that's wonderful. He sold naturally his total clip. And then Frans Tief of Driepsfontein from Maritzburg averaged 538 Rand a kilo on his clip. There was 5 clips above the 500 Rand a kilo yet average. And this is all big clips. So I thought it was really something special to mention. Unfortunately, there was also a negative part, and that was the song Arrows battled a little bit yesterday. Later on, we're going to broadcast on Monday we had an interview with Tristan, he is the sales manager of the biggest importer of South African mohair in China. And to hear a little bit what their view is and what the reason for that is. And mentioning that, you must realize that we're going to broadcast that interview just immediately after I've spoken. But there is here and there, but where we don't understand each other, we are language barrier. But bear with us, I think the more important stuff do get through. But the biggest reason for that, and I've mentioned it in the previous report yet as well, there was an embargo on exports to China. That wasn't really so dramatic, because the biggest thing in China that is really having an influence at this stage is the COVID situation in China. They are virtually on total lockdown, and there's no business going through. And they want mohair, but they can't import it. Not because of the embargo, because most of the harbours, most of the businesses are locked down. That puts a lot of strain on our local processors, financial strain, because they bought the mohair, but they can't deliver, so they can't get paid. And that put quite a lot of financial strain on. If you take a sale like yesterday, turnover of 80 to 90 million rand, it's not small change. It is serious money, and it's money that must be yet funded. So, but with that in mind, that you will also pick up in our conversation that there is light at the end of the tunnel. Things are improving in China, and his words was the future of mohair. Especially, you must remember, China is importing mostly strong young goats and adults. That they are looking for a vast improvement in the market after July. That is our new season, starting in August, and that's always good news to hear. But it is an opinion, it's a forecast, although it's from very important people, and but I also think similarly, and that's the reason why I didn't allow the market to drop dramatically yesterday. I know it is, I've kept back about 10% of my total offering, and it's so important. House of Vyver offered 80% of a mohair on the sale, and so what we do is important, and farmers must remember, when they think, you could have sold my bag of adults, it doesn't have a big influence. Yes, but in my job it do have a big influence, because the moment when I start accepting very low prices, that is the new level, and they will just push me down till they see where I will start keeping mohair back. So that's the reason why right from the word go, I've stopped to keep back your adults. And I think at the end of the day, of only 10% of a clip that we've kept back, we've done quite well. I'm also quite sure that we will move our adults in the next week or two, because your processing plants need to, and it's just a matter of payment, and but we will make a plan there yet as well. So that's in brief, just a broad summary of what happened yesterday, but the pluses was enormous, and I feel very chuffed about this market, and yet taking in consideration that as a commodity, although there's a lot of people say that mohair is not a commodity anymore, but most commodities are battling, and we are thriving, and that is because of a good work what was done by most of Africa, the industry, and ourselves, yet behind the scenes, our contact with RMS and things like that, yet is really, we are reaping the benefits now. To move to the yet to the official report, just give me a chance to page to the first page there, and you'll see that was 556 lots offered, that 507 of those lots were sold. That gives you a clearance of 91%. As I said, roughly about 10% of the money that I've given back. If we move to the price indicators, you'll see kids went up with 2.6%, young goats with 4.3%, and people there was excellent young goats. I've talked about the kids, but I think from a quality point of view, Santana boerdery, heerlik. Julle jongbokke is fantasties. Maar dan al die ander, ons die top 5 mense was regtig iets besonders. It's only the adults that came down with 4.8%. I've tried to not drop more than 3%, but the non-RMS I didn't really, it was a few, as I mentioned, 88% was RMS. If a non-RMS lot have a bid and good competition, I sold it. I didn't keep it back, and that was part of the reason why the drop in price is more than 3% on animals. On the average indicator stands at 432 rand, and that was 1% better than the previous sale. The previous year it was at 425 rand, so you can see there is also, we're still way ahead of last year this time. And saying that, you must remember last year this time kids were selling between 800 and 900 rand a kilo. So the fact that our average is still better than last year shows you what the rest of the clip have done. Then we must move to the one that I like, that gives you in-depth view of what happened on the sale yesterday. And you'll see there everything, and I'll concentrate more on the RMS side, everything from the 32 micron and finer went up in price. I think it's only the only one there was a 30 micron on the RMS, but on the non-RMS, the 30 micron went up with 8.6%. It was just a matter of comparing it to the previous sale. There was excellent 30 microns, and there wasn't a lot of 30 microns on this sale. So everything went up in price, except from the stuff that came down was 33 micron and stronger. 33 micron at 2% and 54 micron at 3%. That's where I've tried to draw the line. And you'll see there was surprisingly a lot of 35, 36 micron. This offering was far stronger than the previous sale. That came down to 6%, and then the 37 microns with 8%. If we move to, you see the rand strengthened with 3%, but exchange rate didn't play a major role this season. The first 3 seasons, our first 3 sales, the rand strengthened and the first 3 sales went up in price. From the 4th sale, it was evening out. The 5th sale, because the rand keep on strengthening, there was an effect on a downwards effect on the sale. But on the 5th sale, the rand weakened with 10%, and we didn't see any effect. Now again, it strengthened with 3% and the market went up with 1%. And I think it will be even more if we sell adults today. So the rand didn't really play any major role of the season. A lot of people ask me in Mohair why, and it's because they look at trends and not the immediate effect. In wool, for instance, the wool is exported in a week's time after the sale, so what happens on that day of a sale in the exchange rate is very important and usually have a direct influence in price. But on mohair, most of the mohair is processed in South Africa in either tops or yarns before it's exported, and that can on the quickest happen only after 3 months after the sale. So they look at trends. If there's a trend, like we've seen on the FOS sale, there was a trend of strengthening of the rand. The first 3 sales, 4 sales, the rand keep on strengthening. Then we will start hesitating because there's a definite trend. And if you look at the previous sale when the rand dropped in value of 10%, that's not a trend, is it? And as you can see immediately, there was now a strengthening of 3% again. So that's the reason why there's not necessarily a direct effect. If you look at the next page, you'll see there the average market indicator in dollar terms are picking nicely up again. You've seen that we've reached our top at $31 a kilogram, and we are moving back to $30 a kilogram. So that's also yet a good omen. The next sale is going to be also very high quality. So I'm quite sure that that trend is going to continue. If we go to the top prices of the day, you'll see there 25 micron and Vyver, that is your FFKs. Jordy and Gave and Hustle there at 899. Jannie en Jan Latergan from Aberdeen. Geluk julle om, Jan kon ongelukkig nie by die veiling wees nie. Hy het COVID opgedoen. Hy sê julle moet nie te bekommerd wees nie. Hy keer daarom nie te veel nie. Maar hy mag nie die veiling bygewoon het nie. Op R862. Geluk om Jan, jy het 'n baie mooi baal. En dan Driehoeksfontein boerdery, Frans Retief het ek al klaar genoem op 808 en Frans Vrolik daar op 806. Ek het die hele seisoen gesukkel om ook aan R800 te kilogram te kom vir my klein bokkies. Ek het baie afgeskoot, baie naby daar aangekom en skielik het ek sommer nou 5 bale, wel ek het baie meer bale, seker 7, 8 bale wat ook in R800 verkoop het. En dan moet ek ook vir Fred Kolbord noem en geluk sê Fred, jy het die beste prys van R911 gekry. Ek is nog onseker oor ek dink die beste baal, kwaliteit baal was Jordy se gewees. Maar dit is nog maar so 'n vrye mark en 'n veiling werk. Mense, daai skeersel was absoluut iets besonders. Dan jou 26-27 mikron groep. Becker Trio, daar is wel Rofner en sy seun Rofner en Naas. Daarvan Prins Albert het 739. Mense, dit is eintlik jong bokke. So dit is 'n baie goeie prys. En dan Robert en Michael Bosch van Rietfontein familie boerdery. Yes, like julle pa so trots gewees het ook op hierdie uitslag en dit is die eerste keer wat julle skeersel genomineer is vir die Miyuki kompetisie ook. 'n Lekker groot skeersel, een van my top 10 skeersels. Baie geluk ook aan julle. Ek dink julle het baie geleer uit gister. En ook so met die ooggesteelde hoe die ander skeersels voorberei is. En ek glo julle gaan ook 'n groot rol speel in die toekoms om julle regtig top skeersel het. Daar in die derde plek ook natuurlik die van Hanscent op R719 per kilogram. As ons na die volgende baal kyk, volgende bladsy kyk, die 28-29 mikrogroep. Daar Jordi van Hanscent weer koning gekry, dan Santana boerdery, ek het klaar genoem daar, jeeslik mense, dit was 'n pragtige groep jong bokkar. Is 'n groep van 3 bale, ek R679 per kilogram, en dit vir 'n 28 mikron, mense, 'n topprys, maar dit was regtig top kwaliteit. En dan Driehoeksfontein boerdery daar, Frans, hier in die derde pad, elke skoot hier onder die top 3. Dan die 30-31 mikron groep, die Van Hassels weer bo in die lys, Santana weer daar, en die Becker Trio weer daar, jy sal sien maar dis dieselfde name. Dan die 32-33 mikron groep, die Van Hassels maar weer daar. My saamverpakkingsafdeling het 'n bietjie gesukkel gister met hierdie topskeersels wat almal gekompeteer het, but I'm very proud of Andrew Phillips and his team. They're in the second position for 32-33 micron, and then Pierre Latagans. And here you can see the bins are coming through strongly for 33-34 micron. The bidding was there on right on top at R420 a kilo. Congratulations to my bidding team. Van Hassels daar op 410 en die Becker Trio weer op R400. Dan die volgende bladsy 35-36 dinges mikron. Daar Becker Trio weer, Wenrus boerdery. Ek is pragtige skeersel Wenrus. Ek is baie bly Leon Wensel op Wenrus boerdery. Hier is regtig jou hoë kwaliteit skeersel en die bidding afdeling daar weer in die derde plek. En dan jou 37 mikron het ons baie buiter min bale verkoop. Maar daarso het die Mohair, John Mohair and Sons from Janssenville at R350. The best price for the 37-38 micron. If we look at the next page, you'll see Mosul Falls a little bit more active than the previous sale, but bought 8%. New England was also a little bit more active, bought 3% instead of 1%. Samuel 54%, Stukken 54%, nearly 55%. Soetwiller, really I haven't played a major role yesterday, buying nearly 20% of the market. That did have a big influence. Ivan is well known that he's buying really just the best of the best, and he proved it yesterday. He waited this season for yesterday's sale, and hopefully he will be very active on the next sale as well. Alice Conacher buyers came in at 1.7%, nearly 2%, a little bit less than what she would normally buy, but she said Mohair was too expensive for her. But there you can see we've passed in nearly 9% yet of a Mohair, and 1% was not sold. The next auction is only in 2 weeks' time at 7th of June. That will be the last auction of the summer season. There's Top Clips. Top Clips that's usually on the second last sale, but was a little bit later this season. So I expect very good prices on that sale as well. I can't see any drastic movement. There's still very good demand for Mohair all over. There's kom 'n bietjie hartplekke soos ons genoem het, maar dit gaan volgende seisoen uitgesorteer wees. You guys must also remember that House of Vyver and BKB is moving premises. After the last sale, we will pack up and we'll start receiving Mohair from our new premises at Deal Party in Grahamstown Road. You'll see we advertise the address as Metcalfe Road. It's in Grahamstown Road, but you turn off in Metcalfe Right at the bottom of Metcalfe, you'll see our new premises, double the size, the most potent facility in the world. I'm looking forward to show you that facility is not 100% ready yet. The people are working, scrambling to get everything ready, working through weekends, but hopefully everything will be in order, that we can start from the 1st of July in the new premises. That's all from the sale report. I also want to introduce Tristan. He's the sales manager of Hanscent. Hanscent is the biggest importer of South African mohair in China. To give you a better picture of Hanscent, they more or less also operate like a broker, because they buy in a lot of mohair from South Africa. I think mainly from the Stukken group, and then they resell that mohair again to the processors in smaller quantities right through China. The whole of China is full of smaller processors, and they are the main provider of them. So it's very important to me what their view is. Carl, the MD of Hanscent is a big friend of mine, and I know Tristan very well. I trust them, and they always give me their opinion, and a genuine opinion. And we had this interview on Monday, and it was important for me to get information directly from China before the sale, and it was really valuable to me, and I hope you enjoy this interview that is immediately following now our presentation. All right, and coming back to our main interest in mohair, what is going on in the mohair world?
Mohair business this year is quieter than last year, actually, because there's a lot of production area like Zhangjiagang and also Changzhou and Suzhou, other area well produced mohair products. They met very serious lockdown in the beginning of this year. Also, we met some animals ban from South Africa, so the import also has problem for a short period. Yeah, but totally, actually, the whole environment is not that good this year for in the market.
Tristan, and does RMS and regenerative farming, that type of things, still plays a major role?
Yes, RMS right now more and more our clients are buying RMS because of the request from the brand buyer more and more, and also the iron's price has no very big difference compared at the beginning, so more buyer coming to buy RMS, but there are a lot of clients, they are using the non-RMS.
All right, and do you have plans to come and visit South Africa in the future?
Yes, of course, we are very willing to come to South Africa because it has been so many years we haven't come. But right now, in China still very difficult because we can go out easily, but when we come back, we have to be locked down in the hotel for at least 21 days, so which is very complicated, difficult. So after China release, we will come to South Africa as soon as possible.
Yeah, because quite a lot of developments here. House of Fiber is going to move to a new building, new warehouse. We are very looking forward to that because we totally off the grid with electricity and water. We're going to use sun panels and harvesting our own water. So yet I think we are ready for the future, and we would like you to come and have a look and with the opening.
Okay. Yeah. Firstly, congratulations for your new buildings, and for us, we are very willing to come to see what is the changes for this year's at your side, and we're also willing to see what happened on the farms, and actually how did your farmers control for IMS these special things. We really want to come see by ourselves.
Tell me, Tristan, do you think there will be improvement in demand later in the season?
Sorry, the line stopped again.
Yeah.
I will talk again. Again.
Right.
I think if something will change, the market will change. We need to see the second half of this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Second half year, maybe after July, if we can see some increasing demand, I think maybe demand will come back again. It's also depend on the demand from European, America, Japan, these main markets for Mohair. But I heard that in America, the warehouse are very few for those supermarkets, for all the brands like H&M and other brands. We are also discussed these things with our customers and buyers. They also watching what will happen after July.
Oh, right.
After June, yes.
I'll see. I think with us looking at it in the forecast for our winter season, coming season after July, is there's going to be a lot of seed contamination. So I think your clean mohair, especially on the adult side, will be a little bit scarcer. But that is something that we must. So at least our drought is broken in the production area. So hopefully production will be a bit up.
Okay. So how about the drought? The drought situation in South Africa this year?
No, our production area had some nice rain, Tristan. The drought is broken. Naturally, we need follow up. In Port Elizabeth itself, we still got a problem with water supply. Our dams are very empty. But at least it's green because we have some rain. But no, things looking far better than a year ago. So hopefully we will get some winter rains as well.
Okay, we will see. Yeah.
But thank you, Tristan. We are battling this time to communicate, but I will contact you later again. But thank you for spending some time with us, and we're going to broadcast this to our farmers on Wednesday.
Okay, thank you very much.
Right, Tristan. My regards to Carl as well.
Okay, I will take. Thank you.
Right, Tristan. Goodbye.
Thank you, Tristan.
Okay, bye. Thank you, Christina.
I hope you guys have enjoyed this live streaming. We'll see what we can on the next sale with next discussion, but I'll have one of the buyers present to give a little bit of an overview of a season. I would like to get Soetwoele in because they played quite a major role in the season. But till then, everything the best. I hope you'll have a good winter season lying in front. En al die beste seënwense. Ek hoop julle kry nog reën. Daar was 'n lekker reentjie gewees verlede week. 'n Baie groot gedeelte van ons ontvangsgebied. Ons is so ingestel in Port Elizabeth wat 'n ontvangsgebied oor ons gebied. Ek is bitter bly daaroor. Ek glo dit sal ons help deur die winter. Soos alle seënwense. Totsiens.